Wow.
Yeah.
Really, no, this game consists only of the three troublemakers and the doctor.
Who
So
isn't
basically,
there
the
to
troublemakers and the voice of reason.
Exactly,
The
yes.
other voice of reason.
Yeah, we'll make it a point to drag you down with us. You are horribly outnumbered. You know that, right?
and sadly not even there to stop you from doing whatever you're doing. As she's back at headquarters and you guys are going down into what is certainly a completely ordinary basement.
Guy, we call her to tell her, hey, we have a question about this guy. What could go
Only
wrong?
phones have been invented.
Oh, never mind.
Not quite there yet.
Well, that's something we need to get our other doctor to work on. We need a means by which to communicate.
That would be handy, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. He can do it. He has steam-based technology.
Perhaps like a handle you can talk into with a big piece of metal coming out that'll.
Oh, yes, I'm telling what he'll come up with. Like, what is that? Looks like a golf club attached to a speaker that you strap to your back. I don't. May not be practical.
That sounds odd. There's no point of that. Who would ever want to be able to do that?
I take this 1,000 feet of string and attach it to this thing.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work. Is this a tin can?
Like 1,000 feet at a time. It's like never go more than 1,000 feet from me, and we're fine.
Okay, good to know.
You don't get any roaming charges because you can't roam.
We haven't invented it yet.
You're quite firmly tethered.
Okay, so
wait, who was in the lead? Heading down to the dark stairs. Sure, it was dark. I'm sure.
Why you are, Mike?
Oh, of course I am. It's. I'm sure these stairs are well lit, just because you don't want to be one of those predictable game masters, right?
Yeah, there's floodlights everywhere. You can see every last detail. It's pretty spectacular when you look at it.
Thank you for being refreshing.
And then the lights go out.
Just as we were halfway down the stairs. Followed by suspicious growling noises. Okay.
Like, oh no, wait, why are there so many of them in here?
Is growling in stereo?
That's frightening, right? We're all afraid of this? Yes, we're afraid of this.
No, it's not stereo, it's surround sound. It's far worse.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi at the Dolby Theater with Dolby sound. And the girl's like, yeah, you can hear everything. It'll shake surround. And I just thought, is this sense surround like in that movie Earthquake?
Nothing go wrong.
Nothing could ever go wrong. No. All right, so yes, you guys descended into the basement.
The lowest rings of hell.
The Cthulhu Torchwood crossover you didn't know you wanted, right?
I didn't, but I don't. I'm pretty sure I didn't want it.
Well, you sure?
Clearly, you didn't consult me before you decided to do it.
It's like, well, fine. No Cthulhu.
We'll work it out. All right. So I got Esmeralda and Beatrice, and I'm quietly talking to them. No, not out loud, because that would sound crazy. In my head. Okay, let's have a repeat of last time. That was just embarrassing.
That was weird, guys.
Weird and embarrassing.
Let's all be with me now. We're all on this team, right? We're on the same team. It's a good team, right?
They want something. I don't know what it is. Nice oil bath, no doubt.
Remove the this is to remove the restraining bolt.
We're unhappy. We want pearl handles. Pearl handles. Not these silly, wood grain textured, beautiful rendered wood. No, we want pearl.
This is what we want.
All right, walking.
Yes.
One of those. Describe a staircase to me, actually, please.
So you're heading down. It's a pretty it was in a wall. So it's kind of curls down. It's not like it's a straight
It's a spiral staircase.
Yes.
Oh, good grief! Someone had way too much time and money on their hand. Wood or stone or metal?
Aluminium.
How you newfangled metal? Is this steel? No, I don't know what's going on with it. Not magnetic.
It is wood, and it has kind of an iron railing that kind of a ornamental iron railing that takes you down.
Okay. And well lit.
It is not well lit, but it is not pitch black.
Okay.
It's getting dimly lit. You can see that you're descending down into what appears to be an ordinary room.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be nothing waiting for you at the foot of the stairs to eat you as you come down or anything fun like that.
Okay. I'm gonna call a scene aspect that the room is dimly lit and use that for an advantage.
Spend one of your refresh points. Or whatever the hell the mechanic is in the game.
It's the fate point, but alas, I do not have those. All right.
Flip it over to a dark side point.
I didn't know fate points could do that.
It's everywhere.
Story points can't be fate points, and your dark side points can't be fate points either. So, all right.
I don't know. It all hurts.
So start cautiously looking around. Is this a very large area down here? Or?
Not overly, actually. As you come down, you're kind of in contrast to the staircase you're coming down. It seems like you're coming in for a landing in what seems to be kind of a disused storeroom. Got a couple of them, a couple of crates that are down here.
Okay. This was anticlimactic. I take a look at some of the crates, just kind of glancing at them as I'm going to search I'm going back, and I got this going as I'm carefully making my way backwards.
All right. So you're carefully making your way backwards.
Not backwards, back.
Back. Yeah.
You totally did say backwards.
I did say backwards.
You made the mistake. Therefore, you die a horrible, painful death.
My spine is ripped out. Ironically, backwards.
Weird, right?
It hurts.
Straight out through your butthole.
Ew. Ew.
That's a different game. That was different from a role play. I don't necessarily want to go there here. All right,
let's not. You're right.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you got? What are the Lieutenant Fitz? What are you two doing?
Oh, we stopped and let him go down.
What?
Wow.
We're covering him from the door.
We're covering from the door. Oh.
No,
wow.
I'm following him down, looking around too.
It just hurts.
Oh, that's That's pretty awesome. It's like, oh yeah, we just let him go. He's fine, right? You got this? You're good? I'm good. All right. Okay, so for you guys there, let's have a dice roll, shall we?
Which
Gonna be it's gonna be awareness and ingenuity.
Story point.
Story points, man, to add your 2d6. So you
are
roll 46 plus your stats.
we at current for our story points, or are we still at whatever we left off at?
Whatever you left off at.
All right, fine. I'll take a straight roll. Awareness and ingenuity, you said?
Yep.
Wait, I'm looking for a dice roller.
10. Yay.
Pack 2.
I know
Oh, no.
that
All bad.
2d6, right? Okay.
Yep.
5 plus, what was it, awareness?
Awareness and ingenuity. So you've got 14 total.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so Fitz and Hezekiah, the room does feel anticlimactic. It just does. And you got the staircase, you got this hidden panel, and there's no monsters here. There's no one here. There's nothing going on, and these crates just seem to be. You open them up, and one's got like, looks like some old, probably stuff belonging to Chestnut's family, and the others got some old clothes in it. It's got like some children, the kind of stuff you get, as a family is, there for a while, not necessarily pictures since we haven't quite invented those yet, but like some old toys and stuff that would probably, would have sentimental value to someone. However, Lieutenant, you're there covering Hezekiah and Fitz, being Lieutenant Fogwood, and it's on the far wall, kind of opposite where the staircase comes down. It's hard to put your finger on, but there's just something odd about that wall that, like, when you look at it, you just want to look away from it.
Anyone else notice anything with that wall?
What wall?
That wall.
Yeah. when you kind of points at it, it doesn't. You don't quite have the same level of awareness that Fog would have. But like, there's just like, you look at the wall, it's like, yeah, it's a wall.
It's a wall.
I got some wood paneling and stuff on it. It kind of looks like the rest of the house.
What about it?
It's just odd. It's weird.
Okay, so
you'd be impulsive and go up and touch it.
I am. Wait, me? You want me to be impulsive, or
no, me?
You're gonna be impulsive. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want to be impulsive and go touch it?
Yeah.
You are impulsive. You should definitely go touch that.
He does have impulsivity. I have.
Yeah, the GM.
A whole lot of us have impulsive, I believe.
We do have. Actually, no, they have impulsive.
Yep. I have insatiable curiosity. Sorry.
Yeah, we both are kind of. What's he doing?
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm touching the wall.
Why are you touching the wall?
Because it's kind of weird. I'm gonna find out why.
It's a wall.
Well, it certainly does appear to be a wall, but when you go up and you actually touch the wall, Fogwood, at the place where you didn't want to look, you're touching a door.
I swing it open.
Swing.
Hezekiah and Fitz, you suddenly become aware of a door that is not there, and Fogwood is just thrown open.
Well, now, that's far less boring than what we were actually looking at just now. Let's follow him. We follow Lieutenant Fogwood because he may be onto something.
So yes, you enter the room that was not there, and time plays.
Sorry.
It is now 9:07. Thanks for listening to the soft rock tunes of Mike FM.
Bob, I'm not going to go through the trouble of giving you the middle finger. Like, I want you to think that I probably am doing it right now.
I can think.
You're being kidnapped by the Light FM.
You too, Bryce. Damn it. Kidnapped by the Light FM.
Favorite line.
So as you're laying there in the back of that trunk with your mouth firmly gagged, I want you to sit back, relax. The shovel's digging into your back. Just shift a little bit.
Everything will be fine. Just be mellow. Not like you can do anything about it anyway. There's no point in freaking out.
Probably gonna die in about 10 minutes anyhow. It's cool.
That was Yanni, and next we'll be playing some Whitney Houston.
But none of her happy stuff. No.
No. We don't want to get too much here.
Yeah, let's face it. Your life has become a sad tragedy.
Oh.
Sorry, that shouldn't have happened. Let's continue to play.
Oh, the tangents we go off on. I love them.
Thank you, Bob. That was your fault.
Yep, you did this, Bob.
I can't accept the blame. I can neither confirm nor deny my responsibility.
You don't have to do it. We'll do it for you.
So you guys enter this room, and it's kind of dark in here because there don't seem to be any windows that would let light in or anything like that. So you kind of right now you're kind of getting the there's kind of the light spilling in from the door, and there's not a whole heck of a lot of it. You do notice that like you come in the door, and to your right there is a switch on that wall, kind of a big, one of the stereotypical kind of big hinged ones with
like
big handle on it.
Head.
Yes.
That's one hell of a toggle.
I've heard this before.
Wonder what this does.
It's painted bright red too, so
Red
do not push.
But
we haven't invented big red buttons yet, so it's a big red switch.
Big red switch. It's a lever. Is it a lever? Or one of those flip switch things?
Big flip switch things.
Oh, it's hard not to.
Atomic core. I wonder what this does.
Lieutenant Fogwood, if you don't flip that switch, you and I both know that I will. Actually, and if I don't, it's an absolute certainty that Fitz will. It's going to get flipped. So flip it.
Well, I take the honors, old man.
I walk over am electrocuted to death instantly. No, I flip the switch.
Damn your eyes.
insatiable curiosity all around.
There you go.
It had.
It's like season 1 of Pandora's Fury when everyone took things don't go smooth. I'm like, okay, sure, do that thing. So there's an audible click, and you hear this odd whine that kind of fills the room. And after a few second delays, lights actually turn on. The room is now well lit.
Dun dun dun.
Revealing what is clearly a lab on par with what Doctors Cornwallis and Hale have at Torchwood.
Imagine the damage we could do here.
I was just thinking that we should make this our offsite lab. It's not like the original owner is going to be able to claim it after we're done.
Or he will, and we won't be able to claim it after we're done.
I'm going to choose the thing positively.
Does it have?
And
check out this lab.
Does it have a thing that looks like bunny ears with electricity running up the middle of it?
You know, now that you mention it, of course, we have to have something like that, right?
Tesla coils before Tesla. Not quite. Tesla.
Not quite. But, so yes, it's a lab clearly on par with what you have at Torchwood. Unlike what you've seen in the rest of the house, this place has the feel of somewhere that's been used recently. There's, whereas the rest of the house kind of had, had sheets over the furniture and some dust and whatnot. And generally just kind of looked like, what you expect in a house that hasn't been tended to in a bit. And while this lab isn't exactly, nice and neat, it clearly has been used and clearly is still in use, although there is no one in here using it right this instant. You've got some equipment that at first glance you don't know what it does. Sadly, unlike Batman villains, he has not sought to label all of his equipment for you. You've got a couple pretty good sized chalkboards. One is full of you guys have been down in it looks like what more like what Dr. Hale would do kind of in her part of the lab, dealing with biological stuff. You're looking at like molecular formulas and that kind of a thing. Another one is dominated by, can we screen share without crashing? Let's find out.
I love that it's always a dice roll for you. I don't know.
It always is. It's
always.
And there was one thing when my internet was terrible. Now it's just like Google just likes to troll me.
Yeah, it's like
I know a little shopping for me there. So
yeah, it's like I know where you are. You can't escape me or my rat.
There we go.
That's the improbable device.
Hey.
It's a kind of a chalk drawing of the shape that keeps them popping up. It's got kind of notes. You got. See if I can actually see what I've got. This you've got kind of like someone has drawn lines and has made notes about various points there. Talking about compartment, got like one that's. Let's see if I can screen share and actually have the mouse pointer on it here. That would even be even better. Okay, let's see, and then we come to this. All right, is my pointer thing showing up there?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, you've got kind of a line pointing to this little nodule here that and it indicates that this is where the kind of the explanation is that this is where the where the ring is apparently attaches. That in here is where what whoever's written these notes, you're assuming it's George Chestnut, because who else would be writing these notes in his basement of his house? This is where something that he refers to as the boon is located. And he's got lines that indicate that, like, this part rotates, and this part rotates, and this part and this bottom part rotates.
Okay. Doesn't look like it should move, but all right.
Yes. It does not know how or why it moves. It's uncertain of where it came from, or how it got here, it would seem, but then it looks like maybe he's got some thoughts on what it's made out of, but they don't seem to go very far. Much like Cornwallis is confused by the ring, it doesn't seem like, at least glancing at it here, that Chestnut's made any progress on figuring out just what this thing is made out of. And got some notes kind of scattered about, some notebooks floating about. Various scientific implements. There is space on one of the work tables that it looks like something was there, but it has been removed, and removed rather recently.
And look around the lab. I have no idea what was removed. I'm actually not that concerned. I'm not the smart one here. So
can I make an investigation roll to try to figure out what was there?
Sure. I like this. So, yeah, let's see. Looking at the character sheet. Let's have, I think it's going to fall under, almost like breaking down a crime scene. Why don't we have ingenuity, and you can use knowledge and criminology.
Okay, so that's 4, 7, 11.
Yep.
14. I'm not liking this dice roller so far.
In which the dice roller tried to kill hit. Well, let's see. 14 is still, it's almost tricky, so it's not a terribly bad roll.
Can I spend
You're
a
looking
story
at
point after the fact to do anything, or?
Yes. Spending a story point after the fact can you can move up the success ladder essentially. So, like right now it's kind of it's kind of a yes but success, but spending a story point actually gets you from just a kind of a mixed success to an actual solid success, be a good result.
Okay, I'll spend the story point.
All right. So you are examining this area, and got some weird kind of scratches in the surface that would indicate that it's something metal, and but beyond that, at least at first it's kind of confounding even you. But then magically through the power of story points, kind of inspiration strikes as you kind of catch sight of some of the pages in a notebook that are not far from it. That would indicate that what was here is a for lack of a better word, a crown that apparently Chestnut has made based on an idea that, according to these scribbles in this note, he got from that weird device that he's got a drawing of. Now, apparently making it into the shape of a crown is his own idea, because Chestnut's got delusions of grandeur.
Yeah, no. He's gone well past that. He's up to God complex now.
Well, it looks like it something that at least if his notes and ramblings to believe will amplify his already impressive mental faculties and capabilities.
Interesting.
So we find that thing.
We find that's what's been taken from this lab very recently. That he has built this and has it.
He's built himself a magic helmet or a crown.
That's concerning. I'm wondering. We need something to counteract that. Because the way I understand it, every note that we've ever seen about the thing says something. Well, everything that is said about it by the people who were the caretakers at the village before here is don't use this no matter what. And this has made a crown out of it.
Well, you know. Seemed like the thing to do at the time.
We still have the ring, though.
Yes.
So there's not a darn thing you can do with it yet.
Is the ring on our person right now?
The ring was back at Torchwood. Dr. Cornwallis was examining it, trying to figure out its secrets.
We had it changed into a Prince Albert for you, Mike.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
You must take it to Mount Doom.
Great, thanks for the visual.
That's the Lord of the Rings porn parody, right?
Didn't you ever see there was a what was it called? It was an Easter egg on the Lord of the Rings extended edition where Jack Black had done that with the ring. With, of course, all kinds of useful, all of the expressions of the people in the circle. Took Aragorn's facial expressions took on a whole new meaning. It was interesting.
It was very funny. Very funny. Like, it's magnificent. Yes, it is.
This is a gift.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They did a fine job with that.
I like he goes, one of you must destroy this ring. Gotta go. See you later. Got something to do.
It's like, oh, I'm so busy right now. Nope, it's not gonna think.
Yeah. It was most entertaining.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's okay. Okay, I'm looking around now. Is there anything down here that we can use against him? I was already concerned before. Of course, the ring is nowhere near where we are, and nor is the crown. I'm concerned that the ring is back there, which under normal circumstances would be fine.
It's like you suspect that maybe the rest of the group is not back there waiting.
No, it's more that all of the people who usually have to deal with, like, well, I don't know. The doctor's fairly resourceful. I'm sure she'll come up with something should something happen, but still. We're the ones who normally break things. I was trying to think of a delicate way to say it. But that's actually, there is no delicate way to put it. It's what we do. So it concerns me.
Let's see. Let's have a look at. Oh, you got some technology here. Yeah, Hezekiah, why don't you give me? It's going to be an awareness. Let's go awareness and technology.
Okay, I am actually spending a story point this time because, good grief, stupid dice.
The dice killed everyone. Half the party is dead.
Yay!
Guys, why did you have to sell your dice in stores? Come on.
They've infected all the other dice planet wide.
You know what? If I can monetize my misery, then I'm going to do so. If my dice going to try and kill me, I might as well make a little cash off of it.
It still wasn't even that great of a roll under the circumstances.
What does it say? Do something you like.
19. Should have breezed past 20, but oh no. 19.
19's still a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
It's above,
for a loser.
Oh.
It hurts me. It does, Bob.
So you're looking around at the stuff. I said there's a lot of complicated equipment here, much like when you go down into the lab of Hale and Cornwallis, and you got the notes and ramblings of someone who's probably, well beyond mad at this point. But in the corner of the lab, on another kind of sitting on another workbench, clearly some kind of, looks like something, has the look of a work in progress kind of a thing. It's about the size of an oversized pocket watch.
I call
when you get near it, and this is what draws your attention to it, that what happened to your guns upstairs when they suddenly went cold and refused to work, when the monster was charging, even though they're in their holsters, you feel them getting cold again.
I stop and I sidle closer.
As the closer you get, the more pronounced the feeling becomes.
All right. Then I walk backwards. I haven't said anything yet.
Oh.
Put your left foot in, kick your left foot out.
Like, yeah, I'm saying.
As you back away, the effect lessens, and they start to kind of go back to back towards normal.
Okay, that thing right there is doing something to my girls, and I don't know what it is. I say this to Fitz or Fogwood. I don't care which one responds.
What's it doing to?
It's making them cold and not work properly.
I pull out my rifle to see if it's affecting my rifle too.
Nope.
What about the gauntlets?
You know what? Yes. When you move up with the gauntlets, It's a Cornwallis invention. So there's straps and there's like some lights and like a gauge that shows power. That gauge just kind of starts to just kind of head towards 0.
Interesting.
Whoa. That's not cool. How close are we to this thing?
You're probably within like say 3 feet of it.
Huh. Okay. Well, Lieutenant, I think it's you. We can't carry that. But if we can get this thing near whatever his crown is, maybe that can affect it. Why would he even make that? What's that for? Who is it for?
Yeah.
Oversized pocket watch. Any drawings, writings, anything on it?
Interestingly enough, you do see some of the same kind of weird circular markings that were noticed on the ring.
Well, that's probably not a coincidence. So then, well, anything that's even remotely useful, we can actually leave here if we can avoid doing so. But I really can't carry it.
I'll carry it.
You can do it. Come on. Don't be such a coward.
I will take it, but I don't know the way.
Huh. All right. So great. We have that. Really, take it back to Cornwallis. Let him see what it does. If he probably do something more with it.
Probably used to blow up some cows or something.
Well, it's icy cold as far as my guns are concerned. He'll probably use it ironically, in a very ironic fashion, to cook meat with.
I don't know why you're thinking it's cold. This thing is obviously hot.
See, precisely. Yeah. This is how it will go down. Well, we'll shoot. And we look around the lab. Is there anything else down here?
Beyond what you're seeing, doesn't look like you've left any stones unturned. The form and function of some of these more complicated devices probably take someone a bit more kind of take Cornwallis and Hale some time to sort through there. But
yeah, we should totally take them here.
And yeah, and plus it's out in the middle of nowhere. Relatively speaking, they could blow the whole place up. It wouldn't really hurt anybody. Not that they should blow the whole place up ever. That would be bad.
And that's how our whole neighborhood exploded.
Thanks, Mike.
It's not like I'm doing it. I'm merely enabling others to do it.
Okay.
Wait. All right. Even I see the flaw in that logic right there. All right. Never mind. Well, yeah, if there's nothing else here, I think we've acquired all the clues and whatnot we can. We should probably head back to Torchwood. Well, I'm more concerned about where he is. Of course, that could be also a when he is, right?
What? That's crazy talk.
This makes my head hurt. Like it wasn't designed for this or something.
Time travel, you never can keep it straight in your head.
It's painful, even when it's just straightforward time travel. Yeah, I guess maybe we should head back to Torchwood then. Touch base.
Yep. The doctors look at this stuff.
There's nothing else. And we can get Cornwallis to examine that thing, see if we can find a way to figure out how to use it to.
Yeah. I'd rather have Hale examine it because she probably won't do something.
Turn it into a cow exploding.
Yeah.
It won't be cow exploding. It'll be a strong cow.
she's less prone to flights of fancy.
Yeah. I think of her as more reasonable, frankly. But I realize that it might be me. Cornwallis may have a point. We don't get along generally all that well.
Rest assured, it's probably not you. It's probably the fact that you're an American.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that.
He's still bitter about your Americans taking out his predecessor. Cornwallis.
Oh, well, it's not like I had anything personally to do with it.
You could have.
I'm pretty sure I didn't, as far as anyone knows. And we'll just leave that there.
It's that thing laying in the middle of the room.
We'll just leave that right there. All right. We head back.
All right, so you guys are heading back. Before you exit, what are we doing with the body upstairs? Leaving it or?
No, we take it back.
We should have sent it before us.
Did have, but
Jeez, my work is piling up.
Well, I don't think Mr. Thunderstone is there, so.
You unfortunately have the dubious distinction of being very well needed where you are. Congratulations.
What I want to know is what are we going to do with all these bodies once we're finished with them?
Burn them.
Pepper's grave.
What? I thought that part was obvious. I don't understand. What did you think we were going to do with them?
Put them on file because it's Torchwood.
By a water source.
Find the nearest water source and toss them in it.
What could possibly go wrong? Wasn't it you, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Something in the River Thames that would eat it.
Probably the water.
Yeah, the river Thames is not water right now. It's more of a slurry of sludge and chemicals, mostly. You're right. It'd be bones within hours.
It's a giant lizard in
crawled up on the shore, around the embankment.
What could go wrong?
I feel like sending a dead body back to Torchwood's become the new Dr. Takes blood from someone.
If we don't have a body on the way back, we have to stop and get one.
Hey, I'm sorry. Are you using that dead body right there? He really can't.
I'm not.
We didn't kill anyone this time. Ah, damn it. I'll get my grave robbing kit. Hold on.
What a dirty, disgusting job. Could be worse.
Could be raining.
Could be raining.
It's like, yeah.
All right, so you guys make arrangements to transport this body back to Torchwood and then head back to Torchwood yourselves.
It's not.
We will.
By now we have a guy that does it with a specialty.
It's like John Wick. You guys have a phone number you call, and an old guy shows up and just takes care of all your problems.
But
You just hand him some coins, and everything is fine.
Yeah, we after we worked out the deal with him, it actually has become really quite good. He walks up, he doesn't ask questions, he just starts getting things situated, loads up the cart, just rides on off. We don't even have to. Good morning, Mr. Ralph.
And we're gonna send you the wolf. Well, that's all you have to say.
We call the wolf.
I'm schooling around the corner in a carriage. It's weird. I don't even know how he does it, but he just does.
He's always available, which is also vaguely disturbing, really. Try not to think much about it.
It's better that way.
I just have a situation. Your wife Bonnie is going to be back soon.
The Bonnie situation.
We call it that.
This is pretty good coffee. Yeah, because when I go buy the coffee, I buy the good shit, not the crap that Bonnie buys.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. Yeah. Yep. It is true.
All right, so we smash cut back to Torchwood, where Dr. Hale, you were there in the lab. At least that's where we left you last. Are you still in the lab monitoring the unconscious prisoner, or?
Oh yeah, keeping an eye on him. I figure I can let the coroner out of his cage for a little bit. He's been in there for days. Poor bugger.
Don't go too far.
I'm sure he probably.
Yeah, with his injuries, he's not going this too terribly far, but he is kind of relieved to be out of the cage.
Look like he's gonna freak out or anything. So.
Yeah, it's not much you can do there. Dr. Cornwallis is in his part of the lab, intently working on the ring. Mrs. Featherston has apparently left the premises.
Still think somebody needs to go to the manufacturer where the tonic is manufactured and see what they can find out there. So didn't he say they were changing the ingredients?
He said that what was it that he said exactly? He said that the tonic was part of George's plan that it's turned everyone into potential monsters. And
okay.
Yeah. But in actuality, they're going to put out new tonic, and people are not going to like it and want the old tonic, so they'll bring it back and call it Tonic Classic.
That
could happen.
I will also point out that at this point it is getting it has been kind of a full day given monster attacks and whatnot, and it is rather late at night, especially by Victorian standards.
Yeah.
Oh yes, 10:30. Well past bedtime. What does Featherston say?
Really, if you keep city hours, you're usually not out of bed until about 11 o'clock or noon anyway. So.
God. Woo.
Just a miracle they took over the world.
I can't believe they took over the world in this kind of time. Well, that's why they lost to the colonies, you see.
Early to bed, late to rise.
Those colonists, they were all about the early to bed, early to rise thing.
Considering that they pretty much had to work for their living, so to speak, that's not surprising, really.
Yeah. So much fun.
They didn't get up early, they didn't eat, so, you know.
Those colonists, who knew?
Crazy ass colonists.
Well, you did send your crazy people away. Who knew what they would do when you did that?
Send the prisoners in Australia, the crazy people to America.
Mm-hmm. It's like, and the whiners, crazy people and the whiners to America.
Whiners.
Well, they were. Stop persecuting us. Nah.
All I know is if the whiners on my grandmother's side of the family didn't come over, I wouldn't be here.
Precisely.
Well, it all works out in the end, I suppose. But
It does. I mean, you know.
The Irish and the German didn't come over, I wouldn't be here.
Trying to work this out in my head.
The Irish and the German didn't come over. We wouldn't have any good beer.
That too.
Well, we had Canadians, but they're not known for their beer, though.
Canadians? What's Canadians have to do with beer?
Again, I suddenly realized
we're coming over.
It turns
they
out
came over the same as we did. They're no different.
Actually, I think Canadians keep the good beer.
Except they're sorry for everything. I didn't mean to say it, but I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm apologizing. Stop doing that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologized again,
Shut up. Yeah, I know. It could be.
What are you talking about?
Take off, eh?
One day we're going to send you a comedy duo, and you people are going to love them.
I have that Christmas album somewhere. All right. Well, yeah, I guess considering the late hour, Dr. Cornwallis doesn't even notice what time it is.
Yeah, he seems to still be working in his lab. He was part of the lab there. He's making various Cornwallis noises.
Dope up our newest guest and make sure he sleeps through the night.
All our guests leave us as addicts.
So for all the
all fun and games until you live with an addict.
Morphine? Sure, here you go.
More? Sure. We have lots of morphine.
Not a problem.
We're more than willing to share.
What could possibly go wrong with it? It'd be great. Here, this is a miracle drug.
And when you're done using what we give you for medical purposes, we know a place where you can use it recreationally.
Or we could send you to the opium dens, either one.
Yeah, or that, yes.
Geez, where am I at? You're in a Chinese opium den, Billy.
That was the Fallout game that actually went slightly off the rails.
No. Maybe pop up window there. All right, so you've doped up the guest.
Mr. Doe.
Snoring away.
Make sure the coroner knows to stay on his side of the curtain.
Well, yes, of course. I'm not going
that side of the curtain.
Wow. Today,
I don't. I don't want to mess with them. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be out of the cage. So, out of the cage. I'll be going home soon, or?
Well, I honestly don't think it's very safe for you to go home at this point. With everything going on. I'd like to say yes, but...
We'd like to say yes, but we'd like to shoot you in the head and just leave you in the river.
We're throwing all of our problems in the river this week.
What we do.
I know, I told you to stand behind the curtain.
So much easier than having to deal with repercussions.
Got repercussions? Throw them in the river.
Actually, I suppose you could use one of the guest rooms and be a little more comfortable since he's not being triggered or reverting or going crazy.
Like,
do.
It would be a blessing to sleep in an actual bed. I understand why I was locked up in there, but I'm afraid that cot doesn't do much for one's for one's back.
No, it does not.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be too much trouble. I certainly wouldn't mind. This way I'd be out of the way of the lab and your important work down here and whatnot.
I'll have Mr. or Dr. Cornwallis help you upstairs then.
Yeah, well, what?
Dr. Cornwallis' head is kind of, I was like, did you say my name?
Yes, could you help the gentleman upstairs to one of the guest rooms?
Yeah, I'm like, shouldn't one of the, oh, right, there are no more servants.
No.
Yes, I know where those are.
which is Cornwallis C for I don't know where they are. I've never needed them before.
It's like, yes, follow me if you would. Of course, the corner doesn't really move because of his injuries, and it takes Cornwallis a minute to realize that he needs to come back and assist the coroner.
Ow. Well, I guess I could get the gurney and shove our guest in the cell, so to speak. If there's enough room in there.
Oh yeah. Well, we never really defined the size of the cell, and figured there was enough room for him to enough room for the doctor to for the coroner to be in there for a couple of days and whatnot. He wasn't standing up the entire time. That would probably be inhumane.
Yeah.
Hi, it's 9:53 at Mike's house.
This is your 7-minute warning.
All right. So you push the gurney in there. Of course, you've rather heavily sedated the young man now, so he's not exactly doing much beyond snoring and kind of drooling. You get him in there. You get him kind of nice and secure. It's kind of you in the lab now, Cornwallis, and well, this weird chime that keeps playing. It's odd. You don't know where that's coming from.
Wait, St. Paul sounds really funny.
We're making some changes to Big Ben. What do you think, guys?
Damn Time Lords, stop playing with it.
Stop messing with the clock. So yeah, you're there in the lab, and you get him all nice and secure in there, and you become aware of
Damn bells again.
It's 74 o'clock.
Thanks for shopping.
Time is now 8:55. We are closing in 5 minutes.
There's light coming in on the expressway.
Please get the hell out of our store.
Get the fuck out.
Oh my God. Reminds me of back when I worked at the first Dave & Buster's I worked at, way back. Wasn't all that long after I started there. Of course, at the end of the night, we used to make them. You make like last call for the kitchen, then you make like last call for alcohol, then you make like last call for games, a couple like 5 minutes till, so people aren't still playing. You get out of there and whatnot.
All right.
And usually done by like the closing manager, whoever this new manager was on duty. And one of them on this night, it was a guy named Chris Ridley, who was a really funny guy. And so he gets on the intercom to make this thing, and he thinks the building is empty. There's no customers. It's just employees. And he starts kind of rambling on about how, it's like, you have to go home now. You can't stay here. Please get your stuff and go. Just leave. Why are you still lording about here? Crazy, funny stuff like that. Until someone stopped him because you could hear him. You could just like, all the managers had radios, and we had a radio there in the winner's circle. And someone pops on. It's like, hey Chris, there are guests in the building. And like the announcement stops. And all of a sudden you're like, thank you for coming, David Bushers. Have a good night.
Yeah, see, I would have gotten fired.
Oh yeah.
You go home now. You've been here 4 hours.
Why are you still here?
Make my wife cry.
But as I was saying, yes, once you get them your alarm lab, you become aware of a humming noise, kind of a low hum, kind of coming from Cornwallis's part of the lab.
Crap! Did he leave something on again?
It kind of looks like he did. Looks like he left on whatever he was doing to the ring.
I carefully peek around the curtain.
Here is the Laura Croft episode while she's wearing a petticoats and what the heck is that waist constraining back breaking device that women wore in the Victorian age.
Cincher?
Yeah. Hey, the upside is, well, no, yeah. Do we happen to have any crossbows or bow and arrows laying around? I don't know, but good luck with that.
No, that's what acid is for.
So,
the unlaces her bodice. These will come in handy.
It's real.
Really?
The bootlaces are absurdly long. This will be useful.
So, improvise. I turned my dress into an improvised weapon. It's like, never thought that would happen.
Turn my dress into an improvised explosive.
Wait, aren't there whalebones and corsets?
Yes, there are. Why do I know that?
I don't know.
But yeah, yeah.
Let's not go anywhere with that. And Bob, don't say it.
What you doing is none of my business.
Just sidle on by that, pivot back to the game. So,
that's the night the group showed unusual restraint.
It's kind of that 1B and moved on. So, you peer around the curtain to Cornwallis' side of the lab, and of course, it very much looks like Cornwallis-esque living space of the absent-minded professor that he is. And he's got some other large piece of equipment that seems to goes from floor to ceiling, and a lot of brass fittings and gauges on it, because he does like his gauges. In the middle of it is kind of a viewing window, a compartment kind of a thing.
One terrified monkey. Get me the fuck. Get me out.
And hovering in this area is the ring. It's kind of there. Seems to be the source of the humming.
So just humming, there's no light or other unusual activity around it.
Well, as you said, the ring does start to kind of pick up a little bit of a glow.
It doesn't have to be blue, would it?
tinges of blue in there.
I know what's happening. That snake in the grass, crown-wielding bastard.
I'm not being familiar with the equipment. I'm gonna look for something to shut it off with. As it just doesn't sound right or look good to me, so yeah.
I think it's cute that she's looking for an off switch. This is this is Cornwallis. It ain't ever as simple as a mere off switch.
Of course not.
Poke it with a stick.
Yeah. Give me ingenuity and technology.
Technology.
11.
Seriously.
Then again, not being familiar with what the hell he's doing, so.
Yeah. Let's see. That's so you're trying to figure out this device that is unfortunately, for both better and worse, a Barnaby Cornwallis original creation. So, while it does what it's supposed to do, and while you're there, like there's this slot kind of down to the right that starts spitting out kind of a ticker tape of paper that seems to be this device giving out readings. So it's doing something, but it's going to take you a bit to try and figure out how to power this thing down safely. You do find what does appear to be, and you can't imagine Barnaby actually built in an emergency shut-off switch, but it does look like you could cut whatever's powering this thing, but what effects that would have are uncertain.
True. Well, at least I know where it is. I'm just going to stand here and watch it, because as cautious as I try to be, or she tries to be, she's still fairly curious as to what the hell.
Insatiable curiosity strikes again.
She has insatiable curiosity. So.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
And that's how we stop
James to a fairly
Wood.
safe distance, but not, not too safe that she can't.
It's like your natural curiosity is warring with your natural reticence. Which one's gonna win? We don't know.
I'm incredibly curious, but I really don't want this thing to melt my face.
Versus curiosity. I'll call there.
Hey, look.
So, so you are observing. The ring continues to kind of hover. Is certainly kind of glowing. The markings on it, the engravings, the circular writings start to kind of light up essentially with energy. It's like energy is kind of tracing its way through the engravings. The machine continues to spit out this ticker tape of readings. Dr. Cornwallis is nowhere to be found. He's somewhere in the complex.
He got lost on the way to the room.
Very unladylike yells.
Got lost on the way to the guest room? Are you serious?
6 years later.
So what happened to my character? Well, you went to take the coroner to the guest room and were never heard from again.
You turned right and wound up in the wall. Wait a minute. You mean in front of the wall? No, in the wall. Ah, okay.
It's an unfortunate situation.
It's hard to explain.
That's the coroner in Mrs. Featherston's walk-in closet. She's really pretty upset about it right now.
Kind of had to be there, really.
And then with a click, the machine shuts off. Apparently, the ticker tape of reading stopped. The ring, however, is still humming, just kind of hovering there.
Must not touch. Don't want to.
You could probably lick it. That's not like touching it, is it?
Poke it with a stick.
I'm sure that's not what he said. I'm sure what he said was far more entertaining.
Probably.
It's probably tingly, like when you touch it to a 9-volt battery. Try it.
Looking at the effects of the actual mechanical effects of insatiable curiosity is. The rewards in character remembering their curious nature is usually unhelpful, but the character simply has to know what's going on, why something is happening, or how it works. They put their life at risk, but it doesn't make them suicidal. The character tries to fight the urge to press that button or open that door. The player can make an ingenuity plus resolve roll with a -2 modifier to resist.
And Bryce takes matters into his own hands. Make that roll.
You guys take these complications. I'm just saying.
You said ingenuity and resolve?
Ingenuity at resolve with a -2 on the roll because you were insatiably curious.
11, 15, 19. So that would be a 17.
Okay. Well, that's quite the roll. So yeah, you are under no mechanical obligation to do anything here except observe. This thing just kind of hovers there, still kind of pulsing with energy.
You do, however, probably remember that we did tell you it's the control to a device that is probably massively destructive.
Yeah, that's true.
Must not touch.
And it's doing something.
Touch it and destroy something, or don't touch it and, well.
Breach hole, I'll die. Even had it written down.
Decisions.
Now, the readings on the tape, those are just, I'm assuming, just numbers that only Dr. Cornwallis would understand?
Well, let's see here. Well, not necessarily. It was one of the others, maybe, since they're not necessarily they don't necessarily have the science background that that you do. Well, Fitz has got a little bit of a science background.
I have a 4 in science.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what? Give me Ingenuity and science.
Blinded me with science.
14.
That's a solid roll. Well, I mean, it's not entirely clear because clearly, whatever Cornwallis configured this machine to do, it does. Some of it is kind of in what appears to be some kind of measurement system of his own design, trying to quantify what he refers to as what he would call it. What he would call that. Yeah. Yes, Cornwallis. Yeah, Cornwallis.
I call
it measured, 7 Cornwallises of the poly powers. Yeah, of the corn scale.
The corn scale.
Yeah, 12 ears of energy. 12 Cornwallises of time, power, whatever,
12 Cornwallises on the Cornwallis scale.
Yes. So some of it is hard to say because you don't necessarily know what he's using for his scale, because Cornwallis and talking about time power clearly refers to when he and Fogwood ended up in October.
Whatever it is, that's probably going in logarithmic jumps.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't want to touch it, because I don't know if it's gonna do it. Shut up.
So it's clearly measuring that. It's clearly giving off. Energy, much like whatever Fogwood and Cornwallis experienced when they met George Chestnut in some potential future kind of a thing. It also seems to confirm his initial readings that this object is older than mankind, than life on sentient life on Earth, essentially. And it does give, whereas before Cornwallis was baffled by what kind of metal this was, his device seems to have made a bit more progress in identifying at least some of the molecular structure. Further testing will probably be needed.
Cornwallis's go all the way to 12.
It's a 13.
Why don't you call?
Excuse me.
Don't do that. I'm falling asleep myself.
Shut up. I think I need to go find Dr. Cornwallis.
Wait, is this the guest wing? No, it's the hole in the wall that we made.
Why are you out in the front yard?
There at a time we blew up headquarters. That was awesome.
But we didn't, you see. We merely were witness to the people who did.
No, we haven't yet.
We opposed it, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I think I need to go find Dr. Cornwallis, because if I stay here any longer, I am going to touch it, and it's going to be a problem.
I'm going to touch it. I'm going to touch it. What could possibly go wrong there?
What could possibly go wrong?
Part of Dr. Cornwallis will be played by Bryce tonight.
All right. So you go to find Dr. Cornwallis somewhere in Torchwood.
Well,
So what?
I was going to say heading towards the guest rooms. Not holding out much hope on that one.
You
What?
put Featherstone's room. No.
She's going to murder you, you dumbass.
Jackie with her miser's purse.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could be wrong? All right, so we will smash cut to Hezekiah, Fitz, and Lieutenant. You guys have returned to Torchwood headquarters.
Okay.
With a rather large monster body in tow.
Well, if I may, I walk in and I see Dr. Cornwallis taking the corner around. What are you doing, man?
Oh, Dr. Hale wanted me to take him, clearly not remembering his name at all, to the guest rooms.
They're over there.
Oh, yeah, you're right, they are.
I'll tell you what. Here, I hand him the watch. See if you can make anything of this. I will take our guests to the room.
Oh. Yes, I will do this right away.
Oh, and we have a dead body in the carriage.
Oh, well, I'm sure Dr. Hale will be pleased.
It's kind of our thing.
Sure, why not?
You know, we really just find these things laying around on the side of the road. We just pick them up.
There I was minding my own business, and boom, there's a dead body next to us.
We're like, where did that come from? Could you?
We should probably bring it home. They'd love these back there.
And we're like, hey, could I have some more creamer for my tea?
Dead bodies all over the place, like one does.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they just kind of fall out of the sky whenever we're around. It's a thing.
So, Lieutenant, you shuffle off to help the coroner. Hezekiah, Fitz, what are you two up to? Now we have returned.
Well, actually, I guess the first thing I do is I start looking around for either of the doctors. Frankly, they both seem magical to me.
Doctor?
Well,
Doctor?
Well, Dr. Cornwallis was just here, and the lieutenant gave him the pocket watch, and he shuffled off towards the lab.
Huh. Okay. Hey. I'm trying to figure out if it'd do me any good to actually tell him, oh, by the way, he made a crown out of that evil, weird thing that's controlled by the ring. Hey, where's the ring?
It's in the lab. I'm running an experiment on it. Oh, that was still running. I should go check on that.
Yeah, I follow him.
Right. So you shuffle off after him, Fitz?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Two people following Cornwallis to the lab.
It's like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, and terrifying, frankly.
So we'll cut from there. We'll start with Lieutenant. You have no trouble finding the guest rooms, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You also find Dr. Hale.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Yes.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Oh, you're back.
Doctor?
Yes. I found Dr. Cornwallis with our guest and didn't really seem to be know where he's going, so
Afraid of that.
So I'm taking the guest to the a guest room. Dr. Cornwallis returned to the lab.
Oh,
The
good.
new specimen that we found.
Oh, God.
We also have a dead body out in the carriage.
Fantastic.
Oh, wait. There's no servants to bring it in.
Frankly, that could have really gone far worse than it actually did. You really must consider.
True.
Mm-hmm.
No, there are no servants to bring it in.
Well,
I guess what you guys will be doing.
I'll go get it. Hey, how is the
other one? John Doe or whatever we're calling him.
I'm sorry, the experiment. How did that how is that going?
Which experiment are you referring to?
Actually, I was referring to his, given that, oh, wait, we stopped and talked to you, didn't we? We should continue on inward.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Like, hang on a minute. I'll be right back.
Well, here's the room, old man, and have a good night's sleep and all that.
Oh, well, thank you. Much appreciated. Looking forward to being in a real bed.
Yes. There's no servants, so in the morning you'll probably have to make your own breakfast.
Looks a bit stunned. Okay, sure.
And I leave the room and I lock it.
Your own breakfast, you can't because you're trapped in this room. All right. So yes, you have locked him in the guest quarters.
And I will make my way out to the carriage to get the retrieve the cadaver.
It's like bringing in the groceries, except they're dead.
Yeah, exactly. I catch up with Cornwallis because I wanted to talk to him anyway about the weirdness that is.
When you get up on Cornwallis, you see that he has the pocket, the oversized pocket watch that you guys retrieved, and if you get too close to him, you start to feel the coldness building again in your holsters.
Oh, okay. Well, I stay healthy distance away. Doctor?
Yes?
I was wondering if that could be used in a way to combat whatever the device is that's powered by the ring, or at least controlled by the ring, I should say.
Figure out what it is. Why do you think it could be used against it?
Well, it seems to drain power.
Oh, well, it's good to know. I don't want to drain power from the other stuff in the lab. Like, what's it draining power from?
My gun started acting strange, and your gauntlets that you made, actually more like Fitz's gauntlets that he has now, those were also adversely affected.
So Cornwallis has got that kind of, if you look, power from your guns?
Yes.
No, we'll have to. Was the Let's just we have to keep it away from your guns and I assume we have to keep it away from the lieutenant's rifles, right?
There was no discernible effect.
you kind of see his gaze go down to your holsters there, and that kind of scientific curiosity is like,
These guns have kept you alive more often than you actually want to consider, so it's better that they work. And,
oh well, yes, absolutely.
And are untampered with, so don't even consider it.
That kind of look of disappointment come over in Cornwallis's face. That's fine. I'll we won't mess with that.
By the way, where's that ring? You said the ring is. Are you currently doing an experiment on the ring?
Oh yes, you guys make it down to the lab, and you breeze into his section there. You got this huge kind of brass fitting, gauge covered floor to ceiling thing as described earlier. And there in the middle, kind of this observational window, is the ring hovering.
Oh, you don't see that every
the floor
day.
Yeah. Should it be doing that?
Well, I don't think so. It wasn't doing that when I left it.
Okay. How do we make it? Actually, that thing that you're holding, if you put it probably pretty close to it, will probably make it stop. Try that.
Or make it go really big.
Admittedly, I'm not much of a scientist, but it seems to drain power pretty readily.
So he kind of walks up to it and kind of puts it next to it, and yeah, you can see kind of the glow, the bit of a glow in the ring just kind of fades, and it kind of drops to the bottom of the observational chamber. Oh, well, fascinating.
By the way, the device, I guess, that is used to, that controls, that the ring is used to control. That makes sense? Yeah, anyway, it seems that the guy that you met back in October, no, not yet back in October, more like before. No, wait, that's not right. Anyway, you met him in October. Yeah, he took the device and made it into a crown, as far as we can tell. And so wherever he is, that crown-like device is. I'm imagining he's going to really want that.
We should probably keep it from him then.
I concur. Any ideas how best to do that?
I don't know. He seems to know where we are. I don't know.
Right. So then if either we and it should not be here then, since he's already sent people after to, if not take, then kill.
Well, we'll have to find some place to hide it.
I know a lovely opium den we can use.
Well, and one thing to look there, yeah.
I was being facetious, but I suppose you're right. Well, actually, I don't know this opium den. Fitz does. You'd have to really ask him if it would be appropriate.
I think Fitz was following you guys. I think Fitz is there somewhere.
Yeah. So you want to go to the opium den?
Well, I mean, it would be a great place to momentarily hide. Well, honestly, as a momentary hideout, it would actually probably be better than any place that I could think of off the top of my head. No one would ever suspect us as being there.
Sure.
No, actually, I'm not. That's the worst part. It seemed a very unlikely place to me, but maybe you run with a slightly different crowd. I don't know.
Well, no, I'm not.
Oh, you were agreeing. Okay.
I don't know if I'm completely agreeing either, but.
Well, what are your thoughts on the matter? Because I'm thinking that he should not. Or I hadn't considered this. We simply could destroy the ring, couldn't we?
Only if we go to Mount Doom.
Oh, man, Mount Doom again. Yes, we must find our way to the naturally occurring volcanoes on England's on island of Great Britain somewhere. Yes, let's do that. Oh, wait. We seem to be lacking a volcano. So there is a foundry, though, isn't there?
And there's several around London, yeah.
Yeah, we could probably find a foundry. Wait till they get things heated up nice and drop it in.
Well, foundries aren't allowed to cool off, because if you do, it takes so much. Wait, why do I know that? Shut up, Mike. Shut up. So what I mean to say is, okay. Sorry, my character knowledge and me knowledge got mixed up there for a second.
Shocking.
No, sorry. Okay, let's Well, actually, Cornwallis, do you know where the nearest foundry is, given that periodically you require metal?
Well, yeah, there's some several down in the factory district. One of them need a good plant name. Button here. Let's see. Oh, that. That's what I want to do. There we go. The Murray Factory Works building. Here's where we get a lot of our stuff from. I'll just have to build this device here. Kind of pings on the that has the ring in it.
All right, so I just want to be very clear about this. We are all talking about destroying the ring to keep it from falling into the wrong hands, correct?
That's what we're talking about. And it is quite a scientific find, though. I mean, this has been around since before, and it's kind of looking down, so it's like,
which is
what was that?
It was Bob, wasn't it? Bob, what'd you do?
It wasn't me this time. I think it was John.
It was John.
Mistakenly opened something he should not have that was loud. Perhaps.
No idea what you're talking about.
No, you're right. Phantom Google.
Dance party breaks out. It's like, well, but we were talking about an important scientific find. This metal is unlike anything we've ever seen. Kind of looking down at the ticker tape spool down there. I mean, we're talking about and this thing. I mean, this thing could be older than. It's older than. It could be older than planet Earth.
That's probably true. However, if it destroys planet Earth,
Well, if you keep it away from it, though, to study for a bit longer.
And he travels through time. How do you propose we do that in any reliable fashion?
I haven't worked it all out yet.
Quite. You haven't worked it all out yet. Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been studying what happened to the lieutenant and I in the carriage.
Huh.
I think about this point, Dr. Hale and the lieutenant, if you guys were heading towards the lab, you guys would arrive here for this debate.
What are you two wondering about now?
He wants to destroy the ring.
It seems like the most rational thing to do, given the threat that's represented by. The thing is that even if we got it, let's just say, for instance, the guy showed up and we killed him on the spot or put him in jail or something, right?
Okay.
You still have this device that has the capacity of doing horrible things. I mean, mind you, so far it's hearsay, but it seems to be reliable so far, and so far as what it's designed for. If the stories are to be believed, do we want anybody to actually get a hold of this?
I think the question is how do you propose to destroy it? I mean, it's
Foundry.
Easily destroyed.
Foundry. Given our dearth of volcanoes. I mean, I guess we could try hitting with a hammer. But I don't think your Bunsen burner is going to do it. I don't think it's going to work.
Not enough to. No. I mean, do we even know what kind of metal it is?
No. It's not. And the thing is I think about it, the best case scenario then is we toss it in and if we can encase it in a block of steel, iron, something, at least that would slow down whoever's trying to get to it, even if it didn't destroy it.
Well, that would make the most sense, really. Rather than trying to do something else to it. I mean, at least if it doesn't, like you said, if it doesn't melt, it's encased.
Right. I mean, that's if someone sees a flaw in that plan, by all means, because we're gonna have to explain this. Actually, more like defend this when Mrs. Featherston actually starts asking questions.
Well, that's why we keep you around.
What? That's
distraction factor.
That's not funny.
But
not funny at all. She's positively hurtful when she's mean.
Well, So let's take it down.
All right.
Is he done with all the tests?
Foundry it is. What could go wrong? It's a foundry.
Says John Connor.
The singularly the most dangerous place I think we've ever gone yet. So, like, what could go wrong? It'll be fine.
It'll be like a field trip.
I mean, we've never accidentally broken things when we've gone places. It should be okay, right?
Still trying to figure out how to.
All fun and games until Mike gets us all killed.
I just made a suggestion and then I threw it out there, and everyone seems to agree.
True.
Well, Dr. Cornwallis is like, but we can study this. We can, like you said, we can hide it in the opium den, and if we stop George Chestnut, then we don't have to worry about it.
Where do you live, Dr. Cornwallis? And broadly speaking, not specifically, broadly, where do you live?
I live here in London.
On planet Earth.
Yes.
I was thinking a little bit more broad. Yes. So my point is that without knowing the destructive capability of that thing, do you even want to chance it? Since you live here.
Fine.
Oh man, the fact you even have to think about it says there's something seriously wrong with you.
But it's emitting energy at 12 Cornwallis. That's only like part of what Lieutenant and I experienced in the carriage.
Honestly, Cornwallis, who names a stupid unit of measure after themselves?
Fahrenheit.
See?
Scientists are all freaking egomaniacs. I get it now.
Lord Kelvin.
We're experiencing something completely unprecedented.
Yeah. Yeah.
My name is Johnny. Johnny Celsius.
Jesus. There's some dude named Celsius. Yes, there's that too. Actually, all the temperature and power level types, they all do that. Odd.
So what you're saying is electrical engineers are douchebags.
Yes. Power mad psychos, desperate for more power. Megalomaniacs in training. That's what they are. Well. I don't see it away. I really don't. We can't reliably keep it away because we can't defend it. How do we know he just doesn't pop out of we don't even know how he travels.
Well, not yet.
So you mean not? What do you mean not yet?
Oh, if he does it a few more times, maybe I can figure it out.
Do you have the means by which to travel through time? Wait, never mind.
Oh, no, I don't have that yet. No.
Oh, okay. You anticipate having it?
Oh, no. I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Never say never.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just insane. No, you're just a extreme optimist. My mistake. Still. Okay, so everyone who says throw it in the foundry, raise your hand. Oh, hey, I'm assuming Pit Boy raised his hand as well. Yes.
He pointed both fingers at you, as a matter of fact.
Actually, yes.
Double finger guns.
So, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 outnumbered. You're outnumbered. I'm sorry. You have to vote on this.
Fine.
All right. Well, let's go. No time like the present.
All right. So who's all going on the mission to the Foundry?
I am going to stay behind because I am very tired in real life.
Yeah, it's about 15 towards 11.
Well, we could always call it early here since we don't, it's on the way to throw the ring into the Foundry is a decent point to stop.
Lord of the Foundry. Yeah, it's a good place to stop. You can do that.
Yeah.
Remember that time we went to the Foundry?
You go to all of the exciting locales here.
Oddly enough, that's the name of a nightclub in The Sims.
The locales?
No, the Foundry.
The Foundry.
Foundry.